under. We know that the Bible is divided into two parts, the Old Testament and the New Testament, or the New Testament in the Old concealed and the Old in the New revealed. We understand that the New is in the Old contained and the Old is in the New explained. Therefore, the New is in the Old enfold and the Old is in the New unfold. So it is not surprising that the first mention of the New Covenant is found in the Old Testament in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verses 33 through 34. The New Covenant was first given to Israel in Jeremiah, chapter 31, verses 31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. A careful study of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verses 32 through 34, will prove that the new covenant concerning the house of Israel and the house of Judah will not come to its fulfillment until the millennium. So tonight, as God so blessed, we will study the new covenant concerning Israel, Judah, then the new covenant concerning the church, or the Old Testament contained and in the New Testament explained. The new covenant concerning Israel and Judah. In the Old Testament, God established that his people required obedience under the law that required sacrifice to be performed to please God and remain in his grace. The new covenant is explained in the book of Jeremiah, rested on the I will of God. 5 times God said, I will. I will make a new covenant. I will be their God. I will put my law in their inward part. I will forgive their iniquity, and I remember their sin no more. Notice, 5 times. 5, the number that represents grace. Therefore, in the New Testament, the new covenant becomes the unconditional grace covenant. Jesus fulfilled the law of Moses and created a new covenant between God and his people. In Matthew chapter 26, verses 27 through 28, he took the cup, meaning Jesus. Jesus took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, Drink ye all of you, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. Now, the new covenant concerning the church is an everlasting covenant, unconditional and made of grace. It promised the impartation of a renewed mind and heart, which we know as regeneration. The new covenant was offered to the Jew first in the Old Testament, then to the Gentile in the New Covenant. From the beginning, God's covenant to Abraham included all nations of the earth, and we can find this in Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. Now let's move on to the church and the new covenant. In the Old Testament, there was hope for Gentiles or non-Jews. As we look back into the Abrahamic covenant, we study that all was blessed spiritually through the seed of Abraham. In Genesis 22, verses 17 through 18, the spiritual seed of Abraham is spoke of. In Genesis 12, verses 3, it reads, And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. In the Messiah, Jesus was included in this seed of Abraham. All nations are blessed. Now the Jew, Gentile, and the church are blessed through the seed of Abraham, which is Jesus Christ. The new covenant was not to be the same as the old, but an entirely new contract to take the place of the laws of Moses, a contract that demonstrated some contrast. In the old, it was given by Moses. In the new, it was given by Jesus. In the old, it is the law of Moses. In the new, it is the law of Christ. In the old, it was ratified by animals' blood. In the new, it was ratified by the blood of Jesus. In the old, it was glorious, but in the new, it was more glorious. In the old, it was the law of the flesh. In the new, it was the law of faith. Jesus' sacrificial death served as the oath or pledge which God made to us to seal the new covenant. The work of Jesus on the cross makes the old covenant obsolete. May God bless you the more.